guy from, power company. The power company's doing the.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. We have an agenda. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, go ahead. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion approved. We have minutes approved. Communications.
Got another application for the conservation director. Up to 2 now. Still open for another 10 days, so.
Do you have anybody in-house that's applying?
Nope. Nope. I talked to both of them, neither one of them had any interest in moving up. So,
Is that a lot of administrative stuff?
yes, that's what Chris didn't like about it. He came into it with the idea he could be able to balance both. But I think if they have an office assistant, I think that would take care of that. Him in the previous office, when he got hired, we had an office assistant there. And they butted heads, so he got rid of her. They took all that on himself and. Yeah. That, I think we found a cleaning person for out there, so,
The mom and pop?
yep.
Did you ever contact Lindsay Satterley?
They did out there, somebody out there called her, so.
Perfect.
So you have a cleaner?
We're getting where we think so. We're waiting to our board meeting and we'll see if that's
Okay.
what they want. Other than that, that's it for me.
Another meeting.
We all received a note from Nathan Bardell on the 24th of December. Is it something we want to discuss and address as a group, or do we want to do it individually?
I called him and talked with him about it. Just got some information from him. He's disappointed, which I kind of knew when we were discussing it on the law enforcement side. Law enforcement would be, because basically they're gonna respond if they can when the call comes out. And if they need help getting them up. His, like he said in his letter, his concern is we're trained first responders, we're not trained EMT medical technicians to identify, why did this person fall or whatever. He just felt that it was kind of rushed into maybe, the decision to do this. And I talked with them and I said, well, probably hindsight's 2020. There's probably should have maybe been some consulting with our 3 department heads, with the PD and the sheriff's office, and with our first responders as well as our EMTs. He's like, I understand part of it is because it gets abused by certain people, going calls to the same place. But he said, couldn't there have been maybe something where, if you respond more than once in 30 days, you charge after the second one, that sort of stuff. So I don't know if we need to have more discussion or if we just leave it the way it is.
I don't get how us charging, because they're already going to the calls, aren't they?
So like if they go to a call,
They being who's they?
the ambulance, so if the ambulance goes to a call, from what I understand, and they get a signed refusal, there's no insurance.
Yeah,
They don't. So if they go to,
I mean, law enforcement, isn't law enforcement going to the,
if they can.
yeah,
So, and it's the same with the
So-
ambulance, same with first responders. If they have a higher priority call, then they can't get there,
so how does us charging them make it more unsafe for them?
Because now these people they're just calling the sheriff's office. They're just calling the PD. They're not calling,
Well, why don't they tell them to call the ambulance? If that's,
because they don't want to, because they don't want to pay.
well, I mean, that's not really, I don't think it's our problem that they need to, the law enforcement who's responding to that call that is not trained or able to get them up needs to say, you need to call the ambulance, or you need to, that you have to do this, you don't have a choice.
Right. I'm just saying.
We're not telling them to, it's not like we're telling them you have to
Call the
lift these
police.
people up, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think they just have their appropriate boundaries to send them on.
Yeah, I think they're wanting to be public servants and help. I mean, that's why they took the job. And that's the same with our paramedics and stuff. And I can understand it's frustrating when you go into the same place and I've had discussions with someone very close to me that's, we've talked and we don't agree on a lot of stuff, but, it's like some of these people, even we all know these people that don't want to die in a nursing home. They want to be at home. And some people probably need to be in better care, but now they're doing this and are we just helping them out by going and lifting them up? So that's the other side of it too. So I don't know if we just want to sit on it and see what we hear, or if we want to pursue some conversation about it. I can go either way from now.
We just had Adam come in here and say that, how many times our ambulances, to call other counties. Well, hopefully if some of this, not nuanced, but kind of nuanced type stuff, if that starts getting more cleared up, or at least more worth our time.
And that's what I said to Nate too. I said, I'm looking at the big picture.
Yeah,
I go, we've got Adam coming and telling us, we've had to call out of county ambulances many times. We've had 2, 3 ambulances out at a time. So I said, Nate, you gotta understand their frustration too. And he's like, oh, well, I guess I do understand that. I
yeah,
think it was more that, why wasn't everybody involved in the discussion? Instead of just coming out and,
But we never said, you don't call the ambulance, call the police.
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that would be the downhill effect.
I didn't either. And that's,
It hasn't been happening now?
well, if it happened once and he's upset, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happened multiple times. I don't know how to answer that element. I should.
He's got a valid concern, but again, do they have the abilities, how they all want to be there to help? I get it, that's why they're in that position, they want to be there. But, how do you weigh one against the other?
Right.
And you make a very valid point, there are people that don't want to go to the nursing home, and they can't afford it. They don't want to end up there and die there, and they're going to extend their lives as long as they can in a home. So, man, it's a tough one.
Even before the $125, I know the law enforcement was getting a lot of calls for pickups anyway. I mean, so I don't know if it's went up more since then, but they were getting the majority of the calls anyway for that.
Well, and I think part of it too is law enforcement's worried about And again, they could refuse to lift them up and call an ambulance, but worried about, one person assisting something up, could you cause more damage,
Yeah, well, they shouldn't be doing things like that, they need to call the ambulance. They need to have the hard boundary and say, no, this is out of our scope of expertise, you need to call the ambulance.
So, and, I listened to, when we were younger, not to sound like an old man here, but, you didn't call an ambulance unless you direly needed it.
Right.
If you needed,
Call the neighbor.
if you needed stitches or something, somebody gave you a ride to the hospital. Now we got people calling for ambulance to take their kids to the hospital. And a lot of it is maybe they don't have the means to get there, whether it's a car or driver's license.
Or kind of influence.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the ambulance calls are overwhelming. We see that when he comes in and I bet you they're way more than they were 10 years ago. But, I mean, I could go either way. I mean, I could sit here and we could see if there's more fallout. I mean, this is new. It's only been, a month and a half that we've done it.
Why don't we do this? Next time Adam comes in, we can ask him if he's seen any change in activity, maybe.
Or if we heard anything from law enforcement about it.
Yeah.
And then some people will say, well, there's county tax money goes to the ambulance. Isn't there some sort of services that you should be able to get and not have to pay for it with insurance,
Technically they are,
Because
because
they-
the insurance doesn't cover that cost.
The PD, when they go out there, or the sheriff's office, they don't charge, They go out there to calm down a domestic and granted, the ambulance, we see how much money, and Nate didn't realize that the income of the ambulance is far below what the expenses are.
It's subsidized by
A lot of
a
people
significant
think
amount of
that-
tax dollars.
A lot of people think that the ambulance pays for itself, and we all know it doesn't. So,
Not even close.
no, probably half, ain't it?
You know, Kevin, why were you on the board when the Ringo gave the ambulance to Iowa County? The hospital?
We were in a partnership with them.
Yeah, so why did that end?
There was some difference of opinion in funding.
So is it cheaper was it a better thing for the county
At
to have,
that time, it was better for us.
it was better for us to have Marengo Hospital take it on?
No, but we took it on.
It was better at that
I
time.
wasn't, when I was involved, we were in a partnership. I wasn't there at the beginning of that. That makes
That'd be
sense.
something to look at again,
Definitely. We went from paying 170,000 to subsidizing it by 1.7 million.
I don't know, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I know.
Because we got it's a major hospital, you can call it almost a major hospital now,
It is.
It's growing leaps and bounds.
Well, I don't know what the expansion's gonna be, but it sounds like that's gonna be pretty substantial.
21 million.
Well,
But most counties that have a good sized hospital, don't they have the ambulance service then too?
Well, I don't know why they don't have their own ambulance, to be honest.
So I'm just talking out loud here, I guess I'm just throwing something against the wall. I don't know.
and I don't know either how funding and stuff works, but even if they just had their own transport service, so the county didn't have to transport from Compass to you or Compass to St. Luke's, that would save up a lot of ambulance time as well.
Yeah, but if they're willing to take on the whole thing and we go back and subsidize it by a couple 100,000 versus 1.7 million, I mean, and it'd be managed by healthcare professionals, no offense to the five of us, but we're not healthcare professionals. And I don't think that we really know when Adam comes in and, gives his presentation, how much, is that good? Is that bad? Are these new practices good? Is that medication good? I don't know. And I think it'd be better to be managed by a team of healthcare professionals versus.
That's something to talk about.
If there's any look at that, we'll have to include some employees and dive into
Oh,
it.
definitely.
Dive into it as a board and
Maybe they wouldn't even want it. I don't know.
there
Maybe
are
hospital would want it.
probably some of our employees that don't wanna go that way.
Yeah, I
Let them
don't,
stay with the county, I don't.
I just remember
But
back
it's not
when,
their, I mean. not
The
their
majority of
decision.
them just mentioned that already.
what's that, not wanting to be,
Well, sometimes we gotta
do what's best for the
Yeah.
taxpayer.
Well, and plus, administrations change over the years too. I mean, the relationship could be a different relationship now than it was
It's the same
15 years ago.
Same administrator that we had the issues.
So we got new people in this board.
Yeah, but there's also different supervisors in different positions too as well. So I don't know, we just have to, I guess the feeling is you just want to ride it out for a while. Yeah, we can do that.
Well, Al and I met with Barry a couple years ago about that and had the initial discussion with him, and I'm happy to reach out to him again and see if it's still at that time it was a yes, so I can reach out to him again and schedule a meeting and see if either of you two want to come instead, since I've,
Maybe talk about, we could talk to Adam too, I mean.
yeah,
So,
That'd probably be kind of a conflict. Sarah's,
yeah, it's probably be.
but I'd definitely include the department heads and I don't know, it'd be a long ways down the road discussion, yeah, probably. But
Right, it has to be.
I mean, as far as this initial issue, well, I guess we've only gotten one letter.
yeah, I say write that, just write that out.
Going back to Nate Bardo then, do we need to follow up with you've already talked to him specifically?
I talked to him and I said, if you have concerns and other people have concerns, feel free to write us. Or feel free to definitely write the department heads.
How about if I give him a response and CC you guys in, because I want to follow up for
Yeah, you
people
can,
inquire and say, we have discussed this, we are gonna keep an eye on it, and we're gonna, see how it writes for the next couple months, and then, we appreciate your input.
yeah, you can tell him you understand that he's already talked with me.
Okay, all right, I just want to get back to people like this, so, okay, thank you guys.
And then I got a call from, about the county home and the power lines and the settlement for when they put, easements through the settlement, you know what I mean, compaction and everything. So before I do anything, I'm gonna make sure it's okay with you guys. I'm supposed to meet with him and McGrath about the settlement. And they pay it over a 4-year period, which means the fourth year would be our payment. And he goes, so do I just pay man all of everything? And I said, no, we'll take the last 20% for us, because we could have a different renter by then. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
That seemed like most fair. Okay, so whenever they call me, I'm supposed to go meet with those guys. Okay,
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Nick.
The first thing is the bridge inspections. Calhoun Burns. I guess I'm the one that signed it. You can sign it or I can sign it, but accept their rates for bridge inspections over the next 2 years.
are they our only option?
1 year we kind of bid it out and I don't really think it kind of went so well, but I will tell you that Calhoun Burns knows our bridges because they've been doing them. And we haven't had any issues and they're familiar with our system and how we do things.
do you want me to pass this around?
You can, if you want.
Is that pretty much what it has been in the past?
Those are cheaper rates than Garland Associates is charging.
Is that a 2-year contract?
I believe so. Covers a full cycle because they have bridges on there for 2024 and bridges on there for 2025.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
You said the prices came down?
No, they're cheaper than like what Garden Associates, the people that are doing the North English project. Because I had him send me a rate sheet the other day.
Oh, there's a lot of you guys here now.
Does it give a total on the front page?
Yeah, but just for the, we do a total for the year. So for 2024, 24,200, and then 25 is 9,250.
That includes the inspections, the underwater inspections, fracture critical inspections, and then all the, some of the input, I guess, they do that, some of that on an hourly rate above and beyond.
Do you know what we paid?
The last cycle, remember that.
So it didn't go up by much, or do you know how much it went up by?
No, I didn't print out last cycles. I could find it and email to you guys. If that's what you want.
So basically, it's every other year type thing. It's gotta be done.
Right, most of our bridges are on a 2-year cycle. Some of the newer ones are on a 4. There are a couple bridges that have to be done, quote unquote, underwater inspections. We're not qualified to do underwater inspections. I don't have snorkel gear.
There's a drop in there.
And then that covers a lot of our fracture critical stuff too, the stuff I don't want to do.
And in order to get any type of state or federal funding, these have to be documented, recorded, and
Yeah, they all are documented and yeah, it's the audits, all the input and the audits, and they have the most, experience with that. And then when the governor comes out with new load ratings, they take all the information and do it very quick for us, faster than I could. They're gonna help us out with the new emergency vehicle load ratings.
Good. Mr. Chairman, are you looking for a motion to approve that bid?
Yep, just waiting for discussion to end. Their motion to approve the contract.
So moved.
Second. Good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved.
Next one is resolution to accept Taylor Construction, their bid of $432,049 to do project BROS-CO48, pairing 96-8J-48, also known as the bridge T3710, which is the bridge just, I'm gonna call it east of Williamsburg on 230th. This is the one I talked about last week. It was let through the DOT, and Taylor Construction was the low bid. I did the bid analysis for this. I'll go through it quick. You guys usually don't like to hear it, but there were 4 bids ranging from anywhere from $432,000 to $551,000. Yes, the bridge does need to be done, and the rest of this is pretty much just saying that we are happy with the price of $432,000 and the contractor. Comes in below our estimate.
Do we normally open up those bids?
No. Nope, it's through the DOT.
Okay.
And so now, this resolution is, where you can check the resolution number, but this is to accept the bid and then to give me the power to sign things on Dock Express on the board's behalf to accept the bid and everything
For this project.
for this project.
Does everybody want to see this?
Those bids are opened up by the DOT usually third Tuesday of the month at like 10 o'clock.
That's a pretty small bridge, isn't it?
70 feet, I think.
Is it really?
I think we'll make it 70 feet, I think.
Which township is that area?
That's in Troy.
Was that WD?
No, it's just east of the castle, isn't it?
Yeah, 230.
Okay.
It's just a small little bridge down there. I think it goes up to 70 feet. I don't, we've talked about it before.
A lot of times you take the little wood ones out, you gotta put a bigger one in because of.
The slopes underneath, the wood ones have a vertical back wall. DOT wants to choose one on their stubs abutments.
So is that a farm to market?
I don't think so.
Maybe I missed it, why does the DOT let that one?
Because it's, bridge funds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be a nice concrete bridge.
We need to get it done.
Big concrete bridge.
So make the motion to approve resolution of BROS CO48 96-8J.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved. Then everybody needs to.
I think you made the motion for Taylor Construction and include the dollar amount.
Everybody signs, right?
Yep, and then we'll get that uploaded.
Because it's federal funding, or just,
That's
Just
the,
standard
that's
code.
the resolution example that the DOT puts forth, so. So we will get this and I will start the process as soon as I get back. Our guys were out cutting brush, hauling rock, pushbacks and snow. Kind of the same thing we've been doing most of the winter. I don't think you guys will get a call, I don't think so, but we did have a person yesterday that did not want us, to call in, they did not want us cutting brush because it hurts the habitat of the animals.
I had to call.
So.
It was the wrong time of year to be cutting certain, how'd you put it, certain,
Well, mine was a guy,
mine was a girl,
okay,
or woman, I should say. Yeah, she was upset.
What about the Indiana bats or?
No, it's not about, was it dogwoods and something else? It's the wrong time of year to cut them. Because it's good habitat right now. If you cut them in the spring, yeah, it was, yeah. Okay.
yeah, I told our person, thank you for the call, he goes, okay, so you're gonna stop? No, we're gonna keep going.
I said I would just bring it up to you, so how I addressed it. So you might be getting.
If you guys want us to stop our brush cutting program now, you just say the word, we'll do it.
Keep our roads safe.
So. Anyway,
anybody drive from Marengo to Blairstown Road, take a look at the work they did on L, it's a huge improvement.
Yeah, Page Avenue down by the bridge was an awesome improvement too.
If that was the seal, when you go downstairs, when you leave, you just open the office and they can seal it at the bottom if you need it sealed.
okay, I don't know if we've ever, okay.
And will you send me that or the?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the Word document you usually have trouble with, though. You can't copy and paste, I don't think. I think, we'll figure it out. We always do. So this week, we had a safety meeting yesterday with everybody. Brought them all in. We did backhoe safety, skid steer safety. They got 3 points, contact safety, PPE safety. And then they all have now their pre-trip inspection forms that we handed out. Handed out some of the connections papers from Adam. So we took the morning and got a lot done there.
How long was that meeting?
8 to 10, a couple hours, I'd say, max.
Was it all your employees?
Yeah. Yep. So LTAP is kind of the safety thing for the state. They have a website. So essentially what we do is we turn on the movies, the videos that they have. So instead of me talking about backhoe safety, we use their pre-approved videos. And then we go through, we talk about the summary afterward. Mostly me talking about the summary, but yeah.
Was it here in Indiana?
So this would be like what they talked about?
Yeah, I don't know what to ask. What to ask them.
You can put them all in here.
Because that was one of the requests, is like a quarterly meeting in person instead of just doing the classes, the computer thing.
Oh, yeah, they did, so.
Like Mealgate yesterday, had those like quarterly.
Well, nobody likes coming in, so we're supposed to do the slips, trips, falls, the bloodborne, whatever, every year, right? That's what we got told to do through our department head meetings.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of our people, they don't like coming into the office and taking tests, and they don't know how to run the computers. And it takes up a lot of time. I mean, it takes up days to do that. So they just want to go through it as a group at one of these meetings, so they don't have to individually come in and take the test.
And will it suffice the noted, the conversation with the?
I mean, that's up to you. I can show a video on bloodborne pathogens and everything else.
Will it suffice those employees that had the concern that we talked about 2 weeks ago?
This was one of the concerns.
Concerns 2 weeks ago.
Wait, yeah, Nick wasn't here.
It wasn't here.
That's right.
That's just a union thing. About having a quarterly meeting, the
More
request,
in depth.
more in depth. That way they had a chance to vent their concerns on safety. And while it's being followed up on, they kind of requested one of us to be at the meeting.
You weren't aware of that?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. It's not an issue.
That way, there was, I don't know how to word this correctly, concerns of everything being followed through with and
Maybe Nick should have the opportunity to review the statement that was laid out before we move further.
Is that
Yeah, I was-
the union as a whole?
It's, on their request.
on their requests.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha, okay.
We can talk about it.
It's on my list
sometime.
to sometime after holidays, Kevin and I will sit down with you and go over some of that stuff and give questions.
I like what you did. I think that should suffice, actually. But
So I know that, in the past, in some of those times, we'll have a representative from each shop come in, right? And we'll do a shop meeting where they express their concerns about what they want done at each shop. That was talked about yesterday, and yeah, we can do that. I don't think what they're asking for is a safety meeting. I think we'll get into that later.
Well, yeah, why don't sometime after the holidays, Kevin and I get with you and iron that out.
Yeah, that's not an issue.
Because I think what you did there, they could have expressed concerns
exactly.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the kind of meeting I think they wanted.
Oh,
Well, we do that once or twice a year.
They wanted quarterly.
No, they don't.
That's what we were told.
No, they don't. Mm-mm.
And I don't know, we need to probably just sit down and talk with them, go into the details, because I think some of it wasn't all of what you did. Yeah, we'll just talk.
Yeah, we'll work through whatever. I'll do whatever. It's not, I am trying, when we do this, we try to cover our safety, part of it, so that if something goes wrong, they are properly trained and everything else. But we also do what we do because there are 34 out of the 36 who do not think it's a whole waste anyway. So, so we try to do a nice compromise and please everybody, but at the same time, make sure everything's safe.
Oh, that's the way you gotta do it there.
But with that being said, I will do, if we sit down and get a nice, policy or guide with you guys for the county of direction, I'm more than willing to do anything, so.
Okay.
We did send out for fuel bids. We'll open those late January. I believe it's the 19th. And Tuesday, I went down, me and Matt, we did an inspection of that North English Road. Then I drew it up, what we were after. And late yesterday, Kenny from Garden Associates got back to me and they drew it in kind of rough on their plans, but they were able to get it submitted then yesterday. So now we'll just have to see if the DOT accepts it or not.
What if they don't, that we can't?
Correct.
What are the odds of that happening?
I don't know.
Or why wouldn't they
The
accept
check,
it?
because the check plans that were submitted were already checked. The DOT is short of people. It's the holiday season. Ariel is the person who checks them up in Cedar Rapids. She's new. She's already checked them once. So, well, it's all up to the DOT. It's all up to the DOT. I believe I'd given you the correspondence to that last week, what the DOT had said. I took it back, I think, maybe. But, they said submit them and we'll see. Cost estimate, probably about $150,000. It's just, we'll do some patches and a quick overlay. And then in 8 to 10 years, when we do that road, we'll go clear up. So we're gonna put down 2.5 inches of asphalt. No mill, no mill.
It'll be a very short-term fix.
Better than the cities. They're gonna get rid of some of their base and do 2 inches on top of that. So at least our existing will be a base and our 2.5 inches. It should look all right for a while. We're also gonna mill out some of those spots where they have the bumps that come up through. You know, that whole road. I don't know why those bumps come up through like they did, but we're gonna mill those completely out of there, get them out. Full depth. At least some of them, the worst ones. So that took up a lot of my week doing that. And next week we'll have our annual resolutions on there, which include you giving me authority to do utility permits, tile permits, driveway permits. Anything else?
Because we'll have our meeting the 2nd.
Yes.
Say that again?
Our first meeting's the 2nd. But that's not for, that's his organization.
Yeah,
That's not for you.
we have 2 in 1 week.
Nope, so, yeah, just let me know what you guys want to do with that safety stuff. Or we'll sit down and discuss.
Somebody spray painted a sign up to my farm. There's to signify there's a T coming. Well, they added a couple of more letters to it.
Okay.
Because I go, what is that? And then I go like this. Oh. It might be considered inappropriate.
Wasn't your kids, was it?
No, my kid wouldn't waste red paint. I'm not having red paint. If it'd been John Deere Green, you might have had questioned him.
Okay. Anything else?
No big deal yesterday in the snow.
I think everyone survived. So we stopped yesterday at 3:30. That was probably a little bit of my fault because I was working on that North English project to get that in. We probably could have went till 4:30. We're pulling even if we go later, we're pulling trucks off at sunsets at 4:45, 4:40. So we pull them off by then anyway. I know on the east half of the county, it wasn't quite as bad as the west. We probably could have ran till 4:30, but it's all right. We got out early this morning.
Several roads are slicker. It's not this morning yet.
Was it? The one I took in was, it's good.
Any other questions for Nick?
All righty.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thanks, Nick. Don't lose that info.
Oh, yeah.
What Connor coming after me.
All righty, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Were we done with communications? I think everyone's around.
Yeah, I think so.
Liquor licenses? Salary consideration will be on the table for a while, I presume. We'll skip the budget discussion for the moment. Engineer office, new location wiring bids for internet service.
Is he gonna get us some for that, or is that what? Okay.
You got one.
I assume Dylan reached out to more than one. Anybody know?
Okay, I thought we or somebody, the board asked them to get more than one.
Who's it from?
Tim?
Oh, no, that's the invoice that was.
Oh, that's the invoice
Oh,
for
this
the,
is the one that I think we're supposed to,
is this the kitchen one?
yes.
Sorry, prematurely started that round. The other one, I haven't seen anything,
Okay.
but Dylan's been gone, so.
Did you guys see this on your email package, the
Mhm.
kitchen one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't need that one, sorry.
Save that on for next week,
What?
number 7.
Yes. Because if it came up quickly and we had it up quickly, then you guys are gonna, okay it. So is there a motion to approve the kitchen fiber optic cable and data cable invoice consideration or approval?
The one for Tim's, right?
Correct.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion approved. Grant letter of support for Safe Haven. Are you the author for all these, or do they give you a template?
I asked her to write that.
Second, they had to write their own letters if they're not.
Yeah, I was writing them, and then now that we have to do one every month, I'm like, can you please write this?
That's what I was gonna suggest to you, but
I'll make a motion for it.
does anybody have any questions or discussion, I guess? Okay, so why do we do this so often? Do you know why it's,
Well, they're always applying for like little grants all the time.
okay, so it's not always, do we ever find out if they ever getting with them?
I think they're getting most of them.
That's all I want to know. We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion approved. Am I supposed to say two of these?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna keep one in the drawer.
Chris, what's this from Jason?
It's just for that, he wanted to be on the conservation board.
Is
We
there
have
an
no opening.
I think it's Becky Birch is up this year. I believe it. We'll have a look when we go through it on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think that's, I guess under discussion, whatever the Manna Fire District, they want to change their dates.
Yeah, we brought that up, yeah. Could it just be more, this way we wouldn't forget it back.
We can't do that.
We can't switch it up to the,
Per Tim McGee. I didn't know if we could do that, so I called him yesterday.
oh,
We can't change terms, I guess. They'd be changing the terms. We quoted some Iowa code, which if you want to know it, I'll take a look at that because I didn't have a pen and paper with.
I'll reach out to Steve and tell him we can't move it up. To it was just an organizational thing for us.
It
made sense-
it made sense to me, but he says we can't change it. Because we would be shortening or lengthening somebody's term, we're not allowed to do that.
Thank you for checking on that, Kevin.
It made sense until you told me, well, you can't shorten somebody's term or lengthen somebody's. Let's wait about another minute. Do we have to wait till exact time for the public hearing, don't we?
Mhm. What's, like I said, ask afterwards, but what's all in? Let me look at it.
Okay, it's 9:45. Is there a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Right?
Opposed, say nay. We are in public hearing. Iowa County FY 24 budget amendment public hearing. Any written comments?
No.
Public comments?
Was it in our packet, Brady?
No.
Yeah, it's in the, it's right underneath the,
Oh, wait a minute.
it's right underneath the minutes. First
Where do
thing.
you want it, Tom?
Yeah, I just looked at it. After my minutes, it goes to the manure management.
I had it, I remember seeing it.
There should have been a manure management.
Whatever, probably. Yes, I clicked the wrong one. I'm all set. There you go.
Physical health and social services.
Brady, you know which departments I'll ask for more money? Usually have it on a sheet, right?
There's a little bit down at the bottom in the narrative. Where it says
Yeah.
explanation of changes.
Yeah,
Public health drainage district,
yeah.
transportation.
So most of it's just to get in the income, it looks like.
Jail.
That's to spend the commissary, right?
Carryover spending for emergency preparedness.
So 199 for Pioneer Cemetery. Care already has 76% of their budget.
That's unusual for them.
For
Do we need to tell them to bring it in?
For who?
Pioneer Cemetery.
Pioneer Cemetery.
Tell them
I
right.
talked to Jim about it, he said there would be obviously no more mowing until spring, but spring could be,
Earlier than we think.
yeah,
I thought they wouldn't have had as much mowing this
Yeah,
year, but
they shouldn't have like next to none. Or I didn't.
is it because of what we're paying that guy to do all the work?
There's a lot of
That's true.
projects done now, as Jim said.
They said we never always budget the same amount because they never used it, and then if they ever needed to have it, we could give them more.
Mhm.
That was been the statements made to them in the past.
We need a motion before we go out of public hearing, or do we need to close the hearing?
Close the public hearing, don't you? And then make the motion.
I'll make the motion to close it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are out of public hearing. Is there a motion to approve the amendments?
Make the motion to approve the amendments.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion passed. We have stuff to work on for the budget discussion, Randy.
And your conservation budget till this morning. I stayed late last night and worked on the ones that I had. I'm still waiting for sheriff and the figures were not jiving with what I had asked for. them to change their budgets too.
And then EMA and 911 still haven't gotten either budgets.
911 doesn't affect our budget.
Okay, well, what about EMA?
EMA, we have to wait for the commission to meet.
You don't have to.
It's the commission's budget. We have to wait for them to approve their budget.
How does conservation, how does public health, how does any other one?
That's their boards. The commission hasn't met.
But they give us budgets that they haven't approved yet.
They won't give their budget out until it's approved.
They, the board or the employee?
The commission won't.
The commission. So if I call every commission member when we're done today and say,
Go for it, but it's their own separate entity.
so is all these other
So that
departments.
commission consists of,
Representatives of all the cities.
that's what I thought.
So
And it got held up because we didn't get our appointments made for compensation.
but the compensation doesn't affect Josh directly.
He bases his races off what we give.
And we told him to figure it at 5. What's so hard with figuring it out at 5 and sending it to us?
It's just the way it works.
I don't get how every other department, even if they're managed by another board, can comply with this, but one department can't.
It seems.
Especially when his budget's like, what, $600,000-$700,000? That's a huge part of our budget.
That's fine. They have their own board.
If there's nothing to hide from public inspection, I don't see why we can't just submit it and let us see it.
It hasn't been approved by his board. They still can make decisions and accept or not accept what he presents.
Yeah, but he can just send us a tentative thing. It can always go down, it can always go up. Just to give us an idea. What are you thinking?
There is
Just
no,
like conservation, it might go up or down. Health board,
For health department,
you're on that board and that board's fine with it. Why is this board not okay with it? Is it really the board or is it the employee?
I'm just telling you what I know.
Well, I'm gonna call those board members and see if they all agree that we cannot see that budget until it's approved.
That's
And we'll
your,
see if it's truly the commission or if it's the employee.
that's your call. I don't care. We don't control his board.
His board controls him.
Correct.
And you're saying that board says, no, we cannot give
The
out.
board has
budget.
not met, they have not received the proposed budget. They have the right to approve, disapprove, and make changes as they go.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop him from sending it to us so we have an idea of what he's proposing.
They can change it as a proposal before we even get it.
Well, I
And it would mean
understand
nothing.
that. So can all these other departments. So can every other board.
So what, so
Are you
Josh,
saying because Lorinda sent her budget over to Brandy that now that board can't change it?
Who?
Lorinda? She sent the public health one, or is that board not able to change it after she sent it to Brandy?
I'm telling you how it's done.
Is that one approved? Did you guys already have a meeting and approve that budget? So why can that one be submitted in, but not this one?
so has he sent out, he hasn't sent the budget out to the commission either.
I have not got it.
But if he would have sent it out to the commission, they could approve it there, couldn't they? Just by, if we set it out,
I'm not for sure how that works.
Okay,
I don't know if you can do it that way or not.
Well, I think they're meeting, when's your meeting?
January 18th, I think.
So we're supposed to wait till then to get any number figured out for the whole county? The whole county should be on hold for that one department.
That's what I can tell you. What do you want me to do? I'm one vote. I don't control his board. We do not control his board.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that like the whole commission does not feel the same way. In fact, why don't I call Adam Greer? He's on there. I call him right now, put him on speaker and ask him. You want me to do that?
I don't care. It's your call. Each person has their vote from the cities.
But this is.
We don't control their board.
Was that, I know we don't control it, but I'm not asking for control. I'm asking for an idea to budget on.
Who's the chairman?
Rob,
Rob, no.
and he submits his budget numbers just fine, but this department can't.
He's an elected official, which is different than, never mind.
But he can still change his budget after he submits it, can't he, Brandy?
You can't change it up, right?
Do what, I'm sorry.
After all these people that have submitted budgets to you, they're still subject to change.
So what's the difference with them?
Nothing. There's no difference.
So we're gonna get conservation to call the chairman of the commission?
I think we need to, because we need to have a number. That's a huge chunk of our budget. That's $600,000 in property taxes. That's a big chunk. And until Brandy gets just at least a number of what we need to put in there, we don't know. And this is what happened last year, and all of a sudden we put it in there, and remember, Brandy, everything went sideways.
Now we're gonna repeat the same process again.
Yeah. And last year we got way behind the 8 ball on budget, and I don't wanna have that again this year. That's the whole point of this. And then how does Josh know if the entire county's gonna go with 10 or 5 until we get his budget into the whole equation? So is he gonna go for the 10 again and get it done before everyone else and before we can decide anything?
Right now, he's
That-
putting in for 5, when everybody else has been told.
Is he putting in for 5? Do you know that?
That's what he told me.
Well, how would you know? You haven't seen his
I
budget.
told him.
And what else is he budgeting for? Are we budgeting for anything else that's a major expenditure to the taxpayer or not?
He's requesting.
Well, that'd be nice to know.
Well, the board has to approve or deny it. I'm gonna deny it. I'm voting for denial.
But it's still something that's,
I can tell you later that, but I can't tell you now.
I don't know why, I mean, I guess maybe people are gonna misunderstand that that's not a public meeting, not public information, but these budgets aren't secret. And I believe there's an Iowa code out there that says that if a supervisor asks for a budget, they are required to produce it.
Well, if you can produce that to me, if it applies to them, I'll present it to him. Or you can present it to him. I don't care.
Well, it's all gonna boil down to getting the levy approved in March, and last year I rolled, this year I'm not so sure I will.
And if you don't have 4, we go back to this year.
Things have gotta change.
Here's what this says, the code. On or before January 15th, each elected or appointed officer or board, except tax certifying boards, which is not him, shall submit to the county budget official or auditor the budget estimate worksheets for each office or department. And then it continues on.
Read the first part again.
On or before January 15th, each elected or appointed officer or board, except tax certifying boards, shall submit to the county budget official, aka Brandy, the budget estimate worksheets for each office or department. So January 18th, after it's certified, is not gonna fly.
It won't be certified on the 18th. That's only his first meeting.
Yeah,
What do you like?
I'd suggest they meet ahead of time.
yeah, we meet next week, basically.
so you're saying we would even wait even longer, because if it's not even be approved January 18th, you have to wait till the next month, or
He would give it to us after his board approved it the first time.
approved it? So that's another meeting.
No, the first meeting, the 18th, if they approve the first round, he would give it, present it to us. They have to be approved twice. I can call Galloway to find out the legality of how that works. Do you have a code number on that?
I can get that to you, I can email it to you. And we shouldn't even have to spend money on Galloway and asking this question. He should just be like every other department head that just actually complies with what we ask. What is so hard about that? I don't understand.
Because he doesn't report to us.
I know he doesn't report to us, but he can still comply. Conservation doesn't report to us, they comply. Public health doesn't report to us, they can comply. Why can one department in this entire county not comply? What is so hard with public inspection of public records? Especially by elected officials.
They're not elected.
What?
He's not
The
elected.
chairman is.
No, I'm saying us. Why can't we inspect public records that affect our budget?
Same reason why we've asked for the rest of our county departments that don't report to us to follow the same HR rules and processes, and we had one response from county conservation was the only one that did. Everybody wants their autonomy.
Can you just clarify for me that, okay, so you've asked the departments for a 5% so that she can plug it in, and just so you know where the budget is.
Where the budget is and what the levy rate would be with the valuations and how much that would raise property
So
taxes
you
or
know what percentage of the compensation board's recommendation you can actually
afford.
So what we can afford.
So were you going to address that today, but you don't have all the numbers? Is that the problem?
We were hoping to at least get a start today, but we didn't have all the numbers in time.
Okay, and so what, you're saying there's just one department that didn't get you the numbers?
Yeah.
And that is
And they refuse.
Yeah.
Emergency management.
emergency management didn't get you the numbers.
And the
Quote
sheriff,
unquote, the commission won't allow it.
and the sheriff's office can go, don't have theirs in right either.
They're in, but they're not correct. They did produce something, but we believe that they're not correct.
Did you email it to me already?
I'm going to right now.
So are you guys gonna push it back to the next meeting?
We have to. Last year, we were really behind the eight ball. We barely got anything done. We were beating newspaper deadlines or trying to beat them. And we could barely get anything done in time, and that's why we're trying to get this done ahead of time. And once again, like, yeah, he might be budgeting for 5, but what if we have to go down to a third, like Alan had said last week? What if we do? Like, we don't know. And last year, he skated by, got the 9, and everyone else got 6, because he
But there's
put,
other things in his budget he's requesting that his board can approve or disapprove that will really screw things up.
yeah. What I'm saying is, you know, he got his budget rammed through last year and got the 9% versus the 6 that everyone else got. And if he's truly waiting on compensation board and what we decide in compensation board, he should probably wait until we get all that ironed out for sure. And we can't get it all ironed out until he gives us the budget numbers and see what we can afford.
I'll tell you stuff later. Did you send it? Do you want me to call? I can make a call right away.
We should contact the chairman of the board and ask him his honest thinking.
Well, I assume he's on the same page if it's the entire commission that says we can't have their budget.
I kind of agree with that one. I think start with the chairman and get his thoughts. And, again, I'm new to this, but
You want me to call Rob first then?
we got a
I think
courtesy.
that's where I think out of courtesy, we should talk to the chairman first.
Well, does it, I thought we were just told that it's the entire commission that says we can't have the budget.
Did he say that?
Yeah,
So I will call Rob to verify. You want me to do that or not?
yeah, I would like you to do that. I don't think we should have to involve Galloway and pay money.
Not that People have to have legal advice.
I'm on deadline, I just wanted to get that clarified so I could get to the next issues.
Thanks.
Happy New Year.
Thanks.
No more Bellplain paper, huh?
Right.
Are we gonna keep Williamsburg burning?
Williamsburg probably, I think, right, will be a nice little shopping block, we'll get some advertising. Can't do it on that, but it's sad.
Good luck.
Happy New Year.
You as well.
I would like to make this call here after the meeting.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's only going to closed session.
No, it's not.
It's not on agenda.
No, there's no reason to go in closed session.
Okay.
Is there anything else we want to discuss before we end the meeting?
Oh, yeah, you need to approve next. I'll make a motion for that.
Will we approve it?
His credit card change.
Oh. I'll second.
How much is it, was it up to 25?
For the,
500, yeah.
Is there a second?
Second. Oh, never mind, sorry.
Third.
All in favor, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion approved. We're meeting the second.
What did you do with that
Jesus.
Huh.
sheet that I gave you?
They went around, I don't know where they ended up. Nick's sheet was,
We have to by law.
I know.
What happened to Nick's sheet?
Yeah, well, I sent it to Abby.
For approval?
What do you need?
this credit card
It's
sheet.
credit card sheet, is it?
I passed over to Alan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Do we want to meet, are we going to decide the second if we're going to meet more that week?
Can you meet the afternoon in a second?
We have to meet first thing in the morning.
No, time's not stated, just what day.
I can meet whenever.
Shoot, it's free, whatever.
Mine was later in the day.
Really help me out. I could meet in the afternoon.
I would prefer to meet at least late morning, afternoon, just so I've got 2 commercial jobs, I gotta get 2 crews going on.
So what are we thinking, 1 o'clock? Is that going to work for you?
I'll do everything I can to be here.
Is that okay with you, Brandy?
What time?
1 o'clock?
Sure.
Does that work better for you?
If it's on Friday, it just doesn't happen like that. I don't just get numbers and assume they're right.
We did discuss possible meeting day change too.
That'll happen on Saturday.
The second, that's what I did on, is
That's Saturday.
Abby and Alan are the biggest
Do what?
scheduling issues, right?
As far as
The
the,
day.
Extra meetings,
Weekly.
for budgets?
yeah.
No, for,
Oh, for setting our time and date of the meetings, or normal meetings? Alan, are you gonna be able to not do Fridays this year? I know you had talked about it.
I'd like to continue to do Fridays, quite honestly, but if you want to move them up to like a Thursday, that'd be great too.
I like Fridays, but I could do any day.
I did too, but Randy, do you have a preference?
Well, Tuesday, yeah. I think eventually we should get to Tuesday just for publication deadlines. We're missing deadlines when we do them on Fridays. Tuesdays, we could, like, especially when we're doing budget hearings and stuff like that.
We don't have to worry about election stuff, though. We do Tuesdays, like election days.
I have no problem Tuesday mornings.
Eventually, but if that doesn't work, you
Yeah,
know,
I
Thursday,
I could probably transition into a Tuesday,
do you think you could?
yeah.
Oh, wait, when you say transition, that would be first of the year.
Do you have to do it right away the first of the year?
We set the
Yeah,
time
we
and
could
date of
set
the
a
meeting.
time and date, yeah.
So,
Maybe we could ponder it and discuss it.
and then,
On the second, that's when we have to decide.
okay, and at what time on Tuesdays would you do it? 9? Okay.
We could go, I mean, we don't have to do it in the morning if we don't want to, if
Alright.
whatever is better
I'm
for
more
you.
than willing to.
I'd rather do first thing in the morning.
I would rather do mornings too, so can you give me some time to think about it?
Yeah, get back to us
I could
by
go back to Tuesday and start on Tuesdays versus Fridays.
So why do we want to get away from Fridays?
publication deadlines and just, and then like for like a lot of us, well, like not a lot of us, but it seems like we miss meetings because we're, you know, going on a 3-day weekend or something like that, and it'd just be better to, I think, and a lot of counties do have it on a Tuesday.
I'm good either or, but Tuesday will work better for everyone else. I would consider it strongly. I just need to get just to understand, I'm trying to get close to retirement and I'm gotta help me get to this point,
Well, that's
so.
what we're asking you.
Yeah, you just let us know if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work.
I'm more willing to go that way. I just gotta get some conversation going.
Something to ponder about until the second.
Yeah,
And Randy, you can think of any reasons as what days do or don't work. I was just worried about election stuff, I guess it wouldn't matter.
I just said Tuesday because,
Take your own, it's okay.
yeah,
You can take your own, it's okay.
Anything else we want, I guess, we're done until this year.
Motion adjourned.
There's second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. We are adjourned.
So.
Monday or
Tuesday at
the
1.
2nd at 1 o'clock.